Okay.
But you know, jack of all trades, master of none.
Exactly.
I believe that kind of sums up independent publishing quite well.
Yep. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike from Bald&Balding. We're here today at the Three Rivers Comic-Con in Pittsburgh, and I'm with Tanya Kennedy, a fellow self-published author who has a lot of great books. And what is it? So, first question up is, how long have you been writing versus how long have you been published as an author?
Well, I wrote my first book straight out of college.
Yep.
And of course, it took me about a year. Once I got it completed, I went to the whole, every author's dreams, like I'm going to go and I'm going to find myself a traditional publisher. So I started sending my manuscript out, which, you know, if you don't have a name for yourself, you don't have...
Right. I saw one guy that said, who knew that the size of my Twitter following was more important than the quality of my prose?
Yes. Yes, that is 100%. You have to have a following. You have to have an agent. If you don't have any of these things, it's almost impossible to get any publisher to look at your work. So, you know, rejection letter after rejection letter after rejection letter. So I decided, I went and I got an ad because, you know, they know what you're doing when you're publishing. And I ended up at a vanity publishing. And of course I did everything wrong because they're like, we want to edit it, and you have so many days to tell us if something is wrong. And I'm like, well, this is fantasy. You're gonna like change all my words that are supposed to be this, and it's gonna be something else. So I decided, no editing. Never do that.
Oh, that's
you need editing. Everyone needs editing. It doesn't matter who you are.
Yes.
So I went that way for a while. And ended up, I bought my copyright back from them, and I got an editor, and I found an amazing editor. She's great. And then she made, like, all my work is like, I'm a better writer because of her. So
yep.
100% find yourself a good editor.
Absolutely.
So I republished, I believe, in 2012.
Yep.
And again, as we do, we all learn, continue learning through the entire process. So I republished again after that with new cover art, relaunching, and I've been doing it ever since. Continuing learning.
So you learned a lot publishing, and like you said, editing worth their weight in gold. Oh my
Yes.
God. I used to always like, I want the cheapest editor. Now I'm like, no, I want a really good editor, and I will pay for that.
That is something I have thought about, because like everyone's like, oh, you can get editing done for like so much. My editor is not cheap. Like she's very expensive, but she is worth it. Like she is amazing. I love her.
Yep. So tell me about, you have a book coming out later this year, right? That's going to be a sequel?
I do, yes. I have a sequel coming to the Battle for Trymera called The High Priestess Priya. It's going to the editor here in a couple of months, and it should be out by the end of the year.
Awesome. So your mom stopped by my table several times. Wonderful. Every time she did, I had a customer come up and she had to walk away.
She's got a good luck charm.
So I'm going to steal her for today. But she told me that the one thing you will know you will get in a Tanya Kennedy book is a very strong female lead.
Yes. I have a lot of good, strong women in my life, and I can model every character I have. I can model after all the women in my life, because my mother, I mean, you met her, she's amazing. Yep. She's tough as nails. My grandmothers were, like, I love them to death, but buddy, you don't cross them. You did not cross them. They wouldn't take crap from nobody. So I have a lot. So I like to put a little bit of myself into all my characters, because I believe, you know, as an author, you kind of do that. You know yourself. That's who you're going to write about. Right. So I like to put a little bit of myself there. And my book says, you know, fantasy is about wish fulfillment. Yep. And my wish is always to make the world a little better. I like to, you know, every day I like to make a little difference in somebody's life. So my characters are making their worlds a better place for themselves and for their families and for other people.
Cool. And just for comparison, I put a little bit of me in all the characters, and that's why they're all neurotic. So
that's all right. That's why mine are stubborn. Like, why would she do that? Because I would do that.
Exactly. So you have other series as well, right? Tell me about.
I do.
This one?
Yes. This is the Tarek Rebellion. This is my first book that I wrote. This is the updated version, obviously, in my new covers. It has a sequel called The Tarek Ravien. And that's a complete series at this point. And I will put a shameless plug for my new dust-jacketed hardback, which I absolutely love. I have a Maiden in the Foxcomb, which is going to have a sequel next year. And again, we already talked about the Battle for Trymera, which is coming out this year. And then I have my one standalone novel, which is An Assassin's Redemption.
And you told me before that's a female assassin, yes?
Yes, that is a female assassin.
So,
and she is very much me, stubborn and ridiculous.
and I'm going to tell on myself because I was writing my books and I was like, you know, if all the characters are male, how does this society ever reproduce?
That is a good question.
And I was just like, and it was not that they had to be male. It's just like, oh, you know, I'll just write, okay, it's a guy. I was like, so I ended up, I'm like, no, you know what? This person, it's going to be a female because there's no reason. Gender does not matter in my story. There's magic.
Yes.
So, you know, you don't have to lift a 100-pound boulder. You can use magic. So, you know, why? So
Exactly.
I had to go back and like, okay, instead of having all male all the time, because, you know, I just didn't think. I was like, okay, let's make this like a functioning society. So your assassin is a female assassin.
Yes, she is a female assassin. And
Love
so,
the idea.
I know, like, I'm sure, because, you know, you write from where you're coming from. I write from where I'm coming from, which I've taken, you know, I've been weaker. I am a female. I'm not as strong as the guys around me, but that doesn't enter into my mind that I can be weaker. So I'm still gonna try to do the stuff. I just have to come at it from a different angle, as I do have a smaller body size.
Right. It's there. Here's the objective. How do I do it? And, you know, okay, strength isn't the way. Fine. There are 6 other ways.
So and I believe that's a good fundamental difference between a male author and a female author. Is like a guy goes in, all right, we just need more strength, and a woman's like, all right, how do we fix this in another way?
And, you know, and that actually makes it much more interesting when, like, you know, path A is not available. You have to find.
Yeah, you got to go around.
That gives you all the wrinkles and the depth in the story. So that is so much better.
Even though a lot of my women just kind of like run into things and just, again, they're stubborn like me. I get it done. I don't care.
So, well, cool. Where can we find you at next?
I believe my next show will probably be the Bridgeport Farmers Market. I want to say I think it's Father's Day because I just looked it up. I believe it's actually on Father's Day. Like, oh, good. I won't see my dad all day on Father's Day. That's all right. He'll come and help me to load books.
There you go.
He doesn't know any better.
Yeah, that's what you do on Father's Day.
Yes.
Mother's Day, it's all about pampering. Father's Day, it's okay.
Go do some work. Go cook your own food on the grill.
My bookshelves are a little wonky. Can you help? Yeah.
Yes.
So Farmers Market and any other Comic-Cons?
I'm going to be doing Legendary Con in Waynesburg. I believe that is in July.
Okay.
And PopCon, which is also going to be in Waynesburg. I'm not positive when that is. It's usually in August, but I could be wrong.
So this will probably come out in July, maybe early August. So PopCon, make sure you go there and see her there. Yeah, the first one will probably be over before this comes out, but it's okay. The hordes of people will just be, you know.
It'll be beating down my door for some books, right?
Exactly.
PopCon. It's a small con, but it's going to be great.
Cool. Well, Tanya, thank you. And I'm pretty sure I hit record this time, so this one counts.
Yay!
So good luck on the trail, and I will talk to you later.
Hope we have a good day today.
Yep, thanks.